Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys for another wonderful evening of a reality entertainment news show for your visual and audio pleasure. Tonight, coming up on the show, you guys know I've been the entire month of August Chat Daddy's Health, Wellness, and Fitness Month. So each and every night, you'll hear some of the most amazing stories about how people have overcome obstacles. You'll meet a lot of coaches and doctors this month. We'll talk to a lot of everyday people about things they've done to make a difference during this global pandemic. But I'm excited to be back with you all on this Wednesday evening. Coming up on tonight's show, we were supposed to have had Sharon. Oh my God, I can't think of Sharon Rowe. Oh, my apologies. I had another Sharon in my head as our co-host this evening, but she had a family emergency this morning. So filling in for Sharon is our good friend, Miss Karen Renee Mason, known as K Renee. As you guys all know, she's a famed entrepreneur, author, and the creator of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, daily inspiration that you can get via Facebook. Really great words of wisdom whenever she's here. We just love and adore her. And also coming up on the show this evening, in honor of it being Health, Wellness, and Fitness Month, the editor-in-chief of Cancer Wellness Magazine will stop by, and we'll learn about all the things that the cancer community is doing in response to COVID-19. And then, show of hands, how many of you all have put on the quarantine 15 to 20 pounds? Have you done it? Yep, you've been eating, you've been shuttering in place, and so the pounds have creeped on. Well, tonight, fitness expert, Coach Mario Koonce of Vanguard Exercise Management. He'll be here with us tonight, and he'll talk to us about easy, simple things you can do right in your home to be able to help you to cut back on your eating and to lose a little weight. How about that? That's a win-win in my book, okay? All right, let me bring in our co-host tonight. We just love and adore her. Whenever she's here, we have a great time with her. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Hey, Renee Mason. Every day is what I call it. I just adore her. Hello, my dear. How are you?
Hey, Art. How are you, sweetie?
I'm doing good. How are you this evening?
You know, I am blessed and highly favored.
Very good. So, what have you been doing since the last time you've been hanging out with us here on the show?
Trying to stay out of trouble. You know, for me, it's a little bit difficult.
I know.
On a serious
How's
note,
the sweet potato pie business going?
You know, it's going slow because we're going to talk about how they're good, especially mine. But it's a little slow, but that's okay. Holidays are coming, and if folks want
Yeah.
taste my sweetie, so but that's all good.
Okay, well, I'm excited to have you back. Thank you so much for being able to fill in for our co-host who we had, but she had a family emergency, and there you were, Johnny on the spot. And I do appreciate you filling in tonight. And I always have fun when you're here.
No, anything you said for what? You, sweetie.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. Well, we're going to start with the latest COVID-19 numbers. As of today, Wednesday, Illinois health officials reported 1,759 new known cases of coronavirus or COVID-19, 30 additional fatalities. So that means our fatality numbers are definitely rising here in the state of Illinois. The total number of known infections in Illinois now stands at 186,471 cases. The statewide death confirmation is a total of 7,573 people. And so we want to remind everyone that we are in the midst of a pandemic. I do realize it's the summertime and you guys want to get out and enjoy yourselves and have a good time. I'm just as guilty as anyone else. But if you do have to go out and do anything, we're reminding you guys to please wear your mask. Wear your mask. That's all you have to do. Make sure you sanitize at all times. Please sanitize. Carry your hand sanitizer, spray. Right. Make sure you wash your hands with hot water and soap. We ask that you please continue to social distance. And as we always say on this show, keep your ass in the house. That's a great way not to be around anybody. But we'll also talk about multi-generational homes and people that do have to go out to work and how they could be bringing the virus back into the home. So we're reminding you guys to please stay safe, stay healthy, do the right thing so that we can keep these numbers at bay. What do you think, Karen? These numbers are going back up again. Do you think the governor and the mayor is going to repeal some of the things that they have allowed us to do?
No. Yes. If we don't do what we're supposed to do, they won't hesitate us back to stage or phase one. Lori Lightfoot, Baby Pritzker, they're not playing. They're dying of this virus. And not only that, people just really believe some people just don't take a take. We've lost over 150,000, 150,000 lives. Some famous, some infamous. And I know it's hot outside. I know it's summer. I know get things and just get some air, but have common sense. There's a reason why I have to shelter in place. And so, yes, to answer your question, Art, I do believe Mayor Lightfoot, aka Mayor Lightfoot, Baby Pritzker will go to the next level. They're not playing. Neither should you.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. So we do want to remind everyone to please be as safe as you most possibly can. This is nothing to play with. Numbers are increasing over the country. Kay Renee, I was looking at a recent study that was conducted by NBC News. This was a tally that they did. In July, a total of 26,198 deaths were reported. And this was people that were dying every 102 seconds. Now in the United States, over the last 7 days, the new numbers are revealing that we have people now dying every 80 seconds from the coronavirus. And so, this is nothing to play with. I think a lot of us think that because we're in the house and we're safe and we're relatively healthy, that nothing will happen to us. But you do have to be very careful. Today, I had lunch with some ladies on a patio of a wonderful Black-owned restaurant here in Chicago today. And she and her staff was sanitizing and cleaning everything. Well, we were like 3 old ladies. So were we. We had rags and wipes and alcohol swabs and everything just to make sure. I even carry my own straw now, a metal straw. I even carry my own cutlery if I don't feel as if, I want to use their cutlery. But, people are doing the right measures, but we also have got to be extremely safe about what we're doing. Have you ventured out and dined at all any place?
This past, not recently, only time I go out again, I do get my hair done. So I have a family member who's done my hair for over, I want to say 7 years. That's pretty cool.
That butter is whipped. It's whipped, baby. That butter is whipped now. It's whipped. It's whipped now. Okay.
I always keep my butter whipped. All right. No matter what, pandemic or no pandemic, right?
Yes. Keep that butter whipped, baby. Yes.
I did go out. One of my big sisters, who's an attorney, she celebrated her birthday so I did get a chance to. Yeah, we went to the Erie Cafe, small group of us, and then we also got together the following week. It was just 4 of us, so I have ventured very safely. And next month is my birthday, and you know me, Art. I'm always out of the country this time. I got to figure out something.
Yes, I know you feeling for that out of country excursion. But right now, America's not welcome many places. So, I mean, you can probably go to Turkey. They are open up for you to visit. I do know somebody that recently returned from the Dominican Republic, but you don't want to put yourself in harm's way. And then the mayor is restricting everybody, from traveling. So, you definitely don't want to get caught up like that.
I'm not away for my birthday. Trust and believe.
Okay.
I will behave and use common sense.
All right. All right. Well, let's continue to move on with today's news stories. Today, the CEO of Chicago Public Schools, Janet, is it Janet Jackson, Dr. Janet Jackson, or Dr.
Janice Janice Jackson.
Yes. Okay. I knew it was
Janice
one of
Jackson.
those. And she looked like Janice Jackson. I'm sorry. Well, okay. She's Janet Jackson's other sister. And Mayor
Right.
Lightfoot announced
That's
that
right.
Chicago, right, Janet Jackson's other sister, right. Chicago Public Schools will start with full remote learning. We're trying to figure out, is that a good move or a bad move? We're looking at 350,000 students, and we're looking at the fact that some of the students live in multi-generational homes. Some of the students have parents that have to go to work and come back in the house. And so these children, as we've been saying before, oftentimes can be breeding grounds of COVID being passed. At first, young people and children were immune to this, but now they're saying that the 20 to 29 plus population are testing really high. And if we send our children back to school, they could test high. I just recently read a story where a second grader has tested positive and they had to close the entire school down because his second grader tested positive. How do you feel about the remote learning this fall?
I guessed that our school children would have to go to this length, but it's for the same children, the teachers, everyone that works in education and public education. This is necessary. I never would have thought this would happen. You know, my mother was a teacher, and so I know no teaching. She would probably say the same thing, even though it's not the norm. But we're now, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. So, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunate, but it's necessary.
Because those, you know, my big fear. Oh, go ahead.
Those children, they're our future, and we need to preserve that and protect them as we can.
Right. My biggest fear about children not being in a classroom, some young people learn visually. I am in that league of people that if you show me something, I get it quicker than if you explain it to me. I definitely enjoy the presence of being around other people, the companionship, the camaraderie you get of being in a classroom and with other classmates. And here's another thing. I'm really worried about the fact, will our young people actually learn? Somebody had told me a story where a teacher has about 20 kids in the classroom and only 3 of the kids were online this entire season, you know, this past season of the school for the online learning. And so we're looking at a whole generation a couple of years from now that will not be socially astute. They probably won't have the same academic skills of, you know, people who will continue this online. Yeah. I know of situations where families have taken the laptops and taken them to the pawn shop because they're worried about paying their rent. And of course, they've cut unemployment. And so, you know, it's a catch-22 with this. And we do want our future to be as bright as possible, but our kids will be behind the 8 ball.
But it's just, I think here in the States, I'm sure other countries are experiencing that. I don't think handle and how to deal with this, because unfortunately, we as a country are not to social distancing guidelines, and we're not really passing it down to our children. And that's the part, because I know kids want to be able to be social with one another, but what cost it just, you know, one half, another hand, it's just kind of just crazy. I definitely hear what you're saying. I don't know if we have the right answer yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, they're looking to open CPS schools for the second quarter. Most colleges and universities that is doing in classroom studies The colleges will be ending at December, and they will not be coming back until after no, they're actually ending at Thanksgiving, and they will not be coming back until the next year until they can assess this situation. So I don't know. This is really tough because I think about the single mother who has to work and she's got to leave those 3 or 4 children at home. That's a risk in itself. I'm looking at, where the families, everybody in the house would have to get out and go to work, and who would really stay there and take care of the children all day? Who would monitor that? So CPS did say that they would figure out options or solutions for people that have that type of dynamic. Right. And out of 350,000 children, I guarantee you, half of that would be people who are in need of some type of daycare, some type of babysitting service, whatever the case may be.
And I don't think the CPS, the city, has really thought about those type of scenarios. And that's because when this COVID hit, we were towards the end of a school year. It's only been a few months. School's about to come in session in less than a few weeks. So I don't think people really have thought, and I think that's the problem as well.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we want to continue on in our evening news program. We want to send our thoughts and prayers out to everyone in Beirut, Lebanon. Yesterday, Beirut, Lebanon experienced a major explosion in the center of their town. It's actually off of a dock that is at the end of what would be the center of town. Over 100 people were killed in this. Over 300,000 people were displaced from their homes. There are videos that show, and let me do a correction. 135 people have been confirmed dead at this point, and over 5,000 were wounded, but 300,000 people were affected by this explosion due to the ripple effect, due to the fact that most of the buildings in Beirut, Lebanon are older buildings, structures that, are more of just mortar and things like that. And so it's just been nothing but chaos and destruction in Lebanon. Beirut, Lebanon is actually a wonderful place. Our good friend, singer John Pierce, he actually performs over in Beirut, Lebanon, and he is actually a superstar over there in one of their clubs. And so I'm going to call and talk to him in the next couple of days. He's here in the States, but I want to, find out, exactly how he feels about what has happened over there, because that's where he has a residency over in Beirut, Lebanon. And so we just want everybody to keep the people of Beirut, Lebanon in your thoughts and prayers. They're going to need a lot of help over there. You want to add something to that?
Yeah. I also heard that they may think the government thinking there's some negligence because these chemicals had a reaction that started this explosion. It just went to different buildings around the city center. And I was listening to the news reports, a video live streaming in church when the explosion hit. It was just
right.
It was awesome. The priest had to really dive for cover to show you the impact. Yeah. They were saying it was equated to the Richter scale of a hurricane, earthquake. Excuse me. And so, yes, my thoughts definitely are affected.
Okay, you're absolutely right about that. I want to go back to the CPS school thing for just a moment, if we could. Who we're not thinking about? Children with special needs and children that, are disabled. Remember, those children have to have one-on-one learning. A lot of their learning is in person, their cognizant skills, things like that. So I can only imagine being a parent of a child with a disability and having to have that attention. And now they can't even get it because, everything will be online. And then let's think about the kindergartner. The best thing about kindergarten is going and watching the teacher with the flashcards, learning your colors, helping other people learn their colors. So I can, my heart go out to all parents who are in this situation right now.
Absolutely. No, you absolutely right. And that's the early part that I don't think CPS nor the city has thought this totally through, because you're absolutely right. Need to have learning disabilities who need that attention, that one-on-one personal live, and not be able to get it due to this pandemic. So you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Okay, all right. Well, here we go. We want to send a very special shout out to Chicago's very own Jennifer Hudson. Last night, Jennifer Hudson was a part of the CBS tribute to Representative John Lewis. It was celebrating a hero. Last night, the host of the show was Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Gayle King, and Brad Pitt. Those are four people, baby, that are not bad hosts to have at all if you're to have a tribute. And the celebration.
And Tyler Perry.
And Tyler, did I not say Tyler? I said Oprah, Tyler, Gayle, and Brad.
Oprah, did you mention Trevor Noah?
Oh no, was he a host too?
So he did a piece on John Lewis, the man. I thought that was cool as well.
Okay. For those of you all that are sending me messages, is the technical difficulty with Chat Daddy talking, or is the technical difficulty with Karen talking? Please specify which one is the technical difficulty, because if I'm having technical difficulties, I can correct it. I don't know about with Karen, but please let me know, because a couple of you guys are saying technical difficulties. So we want to make sure you can hear the show tonight. All right, so let me get back to Jennifer Hudson. Last night, dressed in a beautiful green, elegant gown, Hudson performed the song Bridge Over Troubled Waters, which is one of my most favorite songs. It's a Simon and Garfunkel song, but it has been done by many people over and over again. The late, great Aretha Franklin has done the song. Jennifer Hudson, thank you guys so much. We know Karen is having technical difficulties. Thank you guys. I just want to make sure you can hear me and Karen, but I mean, I just want to make sure it wasn't from my server. All right. So last night, the show aired on Viacom CBS, but it was also on the OWN network. It was on BET. It was on MTV. And it also aired on the Smithsonian Channel. And so Hudson, 38 years old, she first honored John Lewis on July 17th by sharing a photo of the two of them on Instagram. And so her tribute last night as a part of this celebration was to really pay homage to him, because as you guys all know, he passed away at the age of 80 after a long illness with cancer. And I just thought she did a fabulous job last night. She was on top of a building here in Chicago, and just to see our city just magnified like that on TV, to me, it uplifted the people of Chicago. It took us away from some of the crime and violence that we've been plagued with. And I just thought she was amazing. Did you get a chance to see it last night, Karen?
I didn't see her piece. I saw everyone else's, but hers, right? But you know, again, I truly loved John Lewis, and you know, I want to make sure that everyone's in trouble, because he not only started, he perfected it, and so we're going past. He's passed, so I'm just grateful that we had a chance to know who he was.
Yes.
In this life.
Well, as you guys, yes, thank you. As you guys all know, the I'm tongue-tied. The trailblazing civil rights leader and U.S. representative, he was laid to rest July 30th after he passed away on July 17th. Remember, he had a week-long homegoing celebration that was just absolutely beautiful. Former president of the United States, Barack Obama, eulogized him, and it was just great. It really was. All right, let's continue to move on.
It was. I was going to say, Art, I think if we're alive, by what all we honored him, because he was just that type of man. Just very humble.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I agree with you 100%. Well, on a recent interview of Exodus on HBO, our current president, number 45, Donald Trump, he said that COVID-19 was under control and that he didn't know John Robert Lewis, an American politician and a civil rights leader who served in the United States House of Representatives for Georgia's 5th congressional district from 1987 to his death in 2020. And he said he had no idea. I didn't make this up. This was an interview that he did, which is, again, on this HBO exclusive. You can Google it. It's on the internet. And so, because I kind of was wondering why he didn't pay homage to John Lewis. I was wondering why he didn't request that all flags be flown staff. Here's the deal. I don't care whether Democratic or Republican, people are people. And this man, fought for civil rights. This man fought for a lot of different things. I look at it like this. In time of death, you let all egos go, you let all problems go, and you just honor people the way they should be honored. So I find it just simply appalling that he would say he does not know who the man is.
I don't know why you're surprised, Art. I really don't, because he has truly shown himself for who he. I have a nickname for him. I won't say it on air, but this man, that's why we need to do on November 3rd and vote him out, because he is the most narcissistic, vile president in U.S. history. He wants to be first. Well, he will be first. And it's just really interesting. I mean, and he did an event at the White House and pronounced Yosemite Park, Yosemite.
I saw that.
True ego. Right. And ego, we know, stands for what? Art. Out.
Right. So, right.
I don't know. You're surprised what he does. But I'll tell you this. He's going to be very surprised when we vote him out on November 3rd. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I do want to remind everyone that we're exactly 90 days away from Election Day. And as you guys always know, I never want to persuade your vote. Really, any show I have, I pretty much don't have politicians on it. This will be the first show ever that I've welcomed politicians that I know and I like, and they're not running for office, but they're here to give public service information. But I just, something has got to change. I mean, again, for people who are unemployed right now, if anybody got an unemployment check this week, it was so small that really, I don't even know how people would survive off of that. And, I felt as if the money that was being given would at least help people get back on their feet. It would help stimulate the economy. It would help people to get out of some debt. I'm not, here's the deal. Nobody is really calling people back for jobs. As I said before, I'm, on at least 4 different job sites that send me, feeds and leads. And 3 of them have not sent me anything in several months. And so, this is really a tough time for a lot of people. And this is not a time to be playing. And then I'm also, Renee, worried about this mail-in voting situation, because now I only get mail maybe every other day or every 3 days. I don't get mail anymore every day.
And neither do I, Art. And my late father worked for the post office. He probably is in his grave right now on how the post office is not doing their due diligence. And I'm just really concerned about what's going to be happening come 90 days from now. But I also know what God will. You're right. A change is going to come. And, when you said that, I thought about Sam Cooke. I love that song that Billy Porter sang yesterday in honoring John Lewis. A change is going to come. But we are the change that's going to make a difference. We have to know that. We are the change.
All right. Well, here's the deal. I want to remind everyone, make sure you are a registered voter. If you've not registered to vote and you are of age to register to vote, we ask that you please do so. And then again, I'm not trying to persuade you to vote for any particular person, but I want you guys to do your due diligence, do your research, do your homework, do some fact finding. Just like you guys are trolling social media all day long and talk about, look who did this and who did that. find out about your candidate, find out what they stand for, and find and do search their track record, and then make your decision and go to the polls and vote on November 3rd. Show up early. I know these schools are closed, but I guarantee you they will open these places back up so that young people, not young people, but parents are able to go to their polling places and vote. All right. So we'll leave it right there. All right. So Kay Renee, before we bring our next guest on, you and I both have special stories to talk about when it comes to cancer. And so it was an honor to have you as a guest co-host tonight. But then when I told you I had Cancer Wellness Magazine coming on, you reminded me that your dear old late departed dad, he also suffered with cancer, and that you are actually honored to be here tonight to talk about this and hear what Cancer Wellness Magazine has to say. Tell us your story real quick.
Well, my lovely father, who Mr. James Mason Jr., who's with me here, had myelofibrosis, which is a rare blood cancer. It affects the bone marrow, and it for over 20 years. And it's really, interestingly enough, when I did research on it, it's rare community. But my father, being the strong man that he was, he dealt with it. He took all the medicine, the medication. But what really I felt that was the decline of his health was years ago in the summer, he contracted pneumonia. And because he had a pre-existing condition, fibrosis, he just declined very quickly until he made his transition after he contracted pneumonia. So, cancer, unfortunately, affects, it really impacted me and my dad more so. But he just was a person, and I again never knew of myelofibrosis until I looked it up and joined a Facebook group about it. It's just really important. I think early detection of any cancer, I don't care what type of, is the best form of recovery. So, I just
well, God bless
having
the
that
life
issue.
Well, God bless the life and times of your dear old dad. I know, a great man. He really was. I love the tributes that you do for your father on your social media page. And I know you're a daddy's girl. And, being a cancer survivor myself, with leukemia and just trying to navigate my way through as an African-American man, trying to build a brand, trying to stay relevant and true to myself, my people, and my calling. It's been a journey like you wouldn't believe. But I'm just so honored that our next guest, who will be joining us in just a second, she's the editor-in-chief of Cancer Wellness Magazine. The magazine has been around for about 2 years now. They did a lovely feature on me that has just, it warmed my heart. It just made me feel so loved and appreciative of the story that they did. And my mission now is to invite everybody to learn more about Cancer Wellness Magazine. It's one of the best magazines ever. Look, it's a coffee table magazine. I'm gonna put it to you like that. Have you ever had a magazine that you like, I'm gonna leave this on the coffee table? Well, Cancer Wellness Magazine is that magazine. And joining us tonight is Caylei Vogelzang, editor-in-chief of Cancer Wellness Magazine. Hello, how are you? Can you? Wait. We got to unmute the mic. I got you. Okay. You there? Wait. All right, wait. All right, here we go. Try yours now. There we go.
Yeah. There we go. Yay!
Yay! We're dealing with all these technical issues. So anyway, what's one more?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, technology has brought so many of us together, and certainly it's something to talk about in terms of the cancer community and the ability of people to connect with social media. And certainly we've seen a huge drive towards that, not only with our numbers increasing on social media, but also just people are interacting more and really looking towards some of those modalities. Because, hey, let's face it, the patients and are in trouble for a number of reasons, in certain ways, and then are actually shining in others. Some of the reasons why, of course, 3.5 times more likely to die. A cancer patient is who contracts COVID than an average person. So you're looking at numbers like that, and it's scary. On the other side, the good news is that many people who have cancer, who've had it, have been self-quarantining for a while. You know,
Yeah.
they know the drill. So
Yeah.
you can find some silver linings there.
Very good. Caylei, I wanted to find out from you what made you want to create a magazine like this. Most people create publications and they're just, you know, maybe a thin little publication, but you've created what I consider a beautiful coffee table book, not a magazine, but a book. It's glossy. The stories are beautiful. You do great profiles on people. What made you create this 2 years ago?
You know, it actually sprung from the law firm that my husband and I run, which is Vogelzang Law, and it came from an idea that I had to create a resource guide for our clients. Our clients oftentimes have diseases like mesothelioma, so we're dealing with a very serious situation. Sometimes our clients have a year to a year and a half to live. And with that, people are looking for places to turn apart from sort of the cycle that can happen with medicine, where you go from surgery to chemotherapy and back around again. And that's certainly not to discredit modern medicine at all, because it certainly saved many lives, my own included, in fact. But it's really to consider what else in life is available apart from that sort of section that needs to be happening. And so we decided, and I decided, hey, let's create something in the lifestyle space that is going to comfort people, is going to lend some knowledge to people who are really in need and searching for it. And it started as maybe a 10-page little magazine type, and the response to it was just incredible. And so it's blown up, and I don't know exactly how it's come to be this big right now, but it's really wonderful. It's a treasure, and I feel very grateful to be able to help shepherd it into the world here.
Beautiful. Well, it is. You've done a great job. You've recently had to move everything to more of an online platform. I'm sure even interviewing your guests, just getting the word out about the magazine. So how has the magazine made its pivot? What are some of the things that you're doing more now differently? I know you want to attract more people to pick up your social media numbers, but how have you been engaging people via social media?
Sure. So we've kind of doubled down on social media, and good news. It's all about those little milestones, I think. But we now have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, and so that's exciting because, of course, you have the swipe up, and you're able to read our stories and access them a bit easier. We have also begun developing our resource section online out, and to include a lot of community organizations here in Chicago and also nationwide. And we've opened it up. Our digital content is 100% free. And so if you, of course, want the lovely glossy that you're talking about, we do charge for that. But I feel like it's certainly the right thing to do right now. And in the digital space, it's certainly helping to drive traffic and interest, because you can share it with your friends. These are stories that come from people who are in the trenches, whether they're supporters or drivers or they're actually in treatment. These are authentic stories that come from people really in it. And I think that that's invaluable. And during this time, people want to hear and share from others about their experiences.
Well, I know one thing. It was such an honor and a pleasure to be featured. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can't hear me now? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. The Wi-Fi tonight is just horrible. Still can't hear me? Uh-oh. Can't. Let's try it again. Nope. Still no. So everybody, we apologize for the technical difficulties this evening. It's really not on our part. This needs to hear you guys. Hey, can you hear me now? You hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Can we hear you?
Oh boy. Let's see. Hi,
Amy.
Amy.
Oh, uh-oh. All right. Let's see. So again, imagine Chicago public school students having to learn their lesson not having access to it. You're trying to learn
Hello?
Spanish, whatever. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Caylei?
We can hear you, Caylei. Hold on, let me see if I can get her to tell her we can hear her.
She's typing in something.
I know. She's telling me now. Let me tell her we can hear her. Yep.
She can't hear us though. Or
Karen, keep talking.
Let's see.
All right, wait a minute. Here we go.
Hi,
all right,
can
I'll
you hear
send
me?
it to her. We can hear you perfectly. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us now?
I can't hear you.
All right, read your message.
She can't hear us.
Let's see. I'm going to leave for a minute, and I'll try to rejoin you.
Okay, no problem. Okay. All right. See, technical difficulties. I mean, it's you know, the infrastructure, poor Wi-Fi. You know, people trying to do. My Wi-Fi is working perfectly.
And you brought You brought up a good point, Art, because we're having these tests. What's going to happen with our school children, especially those school children who live in low-income areas that technically savvy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because somebody would not know what to do in this particular situation. They would get very frustrated and not be able to, you know, continue to do what they need to do. And I'm, you know, this is heart-wrenching for me because this is what I do. And again, the bad Wi-Fi and the bad signals and all of that is just not acceptable. It's not. You know, especially with the quality of guests I bring on this show, and then everybody's having, you know, issues connecting and things like that. And these companies need to be aware that the Wi-Fi must be better for everybody. They're gonna have to zip it up, because here's the deal. What if you have 3 children in the house that are doing remote learning? So that's 3 laptops on Wi-Fi. Most TVs nowadays are Wi-Fi enabled. If you have a home like mine, I live in a smart home. So, you know, I've had to get rid of most of my plugs that are smart plugs so that I'm able to do this show every evening. It's going to be a mess. It would not be enough broadband for everybody to use it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no telling who else where I live might be on their broadband doing something as well, too.
I understand. We as adults can roll with it, but not necessarily children. They get frustrated.
Right.
And that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And she was giving us a lot of great information there. I have no idea what is really going on with this at all. Karen, what else you want to talk about? You got something else you want to chit chat about before we see if our next guest or if our guest comes back?
You know, census. If Caylei's coming back, we can definitely let her talk But let's talk about the fact that I don't know if you've heard, but the census will be short on September. COVID. They're having different individuals coming door to door, talk with, find out to get their voices and their numbers up, but they're going to cease operations, and that's going to really impact a lot of communities, especially here in Chicago, if we're numbers.
Yes, I agree.
So I would just encourage everyone, if you go online, be counted, do that, because this is going to happen in end of next month.
It was reported today that Census Bureau moves as it raises fears among civil rights groups, researchers, and other experts that the significant portion of the population will not be counted, that it just is not going to happen, that because we have so much going on right now, with people fearful of opening their doors. Remember, the census used to come out, knock on your door if you hadn't filled it out. Well, that's not getting ready to happen. There are people who are just, not wanting to do it, and a lot of different things. And what people don't realize, and with me being a face that was promoting the census and making sure people do the right thing, it just, it's not working the way it should. And so they're going to scale back. They had extended it to October, but now they're talking about wrapping it up in September. So I'm wondering, have they got enough people to make that determination? Or let's look at underprivileged areas. I wonder how many did they get completed in underprivileged areas,
It makes you wonder, all right, because when I received my questionnaire, I received it in the mail and I went online, took care of it. So I think they're going to have to really start promoting that.
Right.
Uh-oh. No, well, I was saying, I think they're going to.
Guess who popped back in? Guess who popped back in? And look, I think she even changed clothes. She's so fabulous. I think she even went to change. I think she did a Diana Ross on us. She got more fabulous. She got more fabulous. Caylei, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. Absolutely.
Beautiful. We love you. Thank you for sticking in there with us.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. We definitely wanted you to come back because this is very important to me because of the beautiful story you guys did on me in the magazine. I'm a huge supporter. Whatever I can do to help promote Cancer Wellness Magazine, I am your ambassador and would love to continue this relationship. How can people connect with the magazine? How can they follow on social media platforms? And if there's anything else you want us to know, please go right ahead. The platform is yours.
No, I think that is all great. And I really appreciate your support over the years. It's just amazing to be able to have so much community support for the publication. I would say go to cancerwellness.com, read our stories, get into the mix. If you have a story idea that you would love to share, you can send us a pitch. You can find that on the website as well, but it's submissions@cancerwellness.com. You can also find us on Instagram. It's a great way to connect and interact with us, and it's @CancerWellMag, all one word. Otherwise, you're always free to look me up and contact me directly. We're all about the stories because it's the stories that empower people. It's the stories that help lend empathy to others, and I think so certainly if you have one, contact us, and that would be a dream. As many submissions as we can get, and as much as we can get the word out.
Very good. I love it. Kay Renee, anything else you want to say to our wonderful guests?
I'm definitely going to connect with you, Caylei, because knowing that, and a lot of, as I mentioned to Art, a lot of people don't know even about that type of cancer he has. So I'd love to be an ambassador. So you'll be hearing from me.
That would be amazing. And certainly your story about your father and him having underlying conditions. This is what we're dealing with right now. out there. And so we're having issues with hospitals. We're having huge issues with funding in the cancer community. And so it's understanding some of these factors that are at play, and understanding the risks, and making sure that we're all, as you were talking about earlier, making sure that everyone's staying safe.
Mm-hmm. Caylei, something I do want to kind of run past you before you leave. For people who have pre-existing health conditions and this pandemic and trying to go back into a work environment, how do we navigate through those waters? Have you guys done any stories about that, or will you be doing stories about that? Because right now, that's a hot button issue for a lot of people, pre-existing health condition and COVID.
It is. It's a huge issue, and yes, we write about it. We've written about it a bit in our most recent issue of Cancer Wellness. But really, we have to depend a bit on the people who are running the offices, the owners, the companies, to make sure that they're making some uh, what do we say? That accommodations, I suppose, for those with cancer. Right now, I think is a good time to have that discussion about when people are talking about coming back to work, when exactly that timing will be, and what kind of measures are in place. I feel like that's goes for the larger community in general, but certainly with those with cancer, making sure that remote accommodations are readily available. And if it is in office, that again, double down on the safety. That's really, I feel like it's an obligation, with potentially a third of us contracting cancer in our lifetimes. We're not talking about someone else. We're talking about us. We're talking about our friends, our neighbors, and so we need to be doing so in a respectful and very loving manner and understanding manner as employers.
I agree. I agree with you 100% because I think that's what a lot of our Chicago public school teachers, anybody who has to deal with the public, it's a huge factor. Last week here on the show, I explained that, they've added obesity to the list of, people more susceptible, people with cancer, diabetes. And so it really makes you wonder, am I strong enough to even go back into a workplace? And if I do go back into the workplace, will I end up dying going back to work?
Yeah, and which is absolutely unacceptable. So, I mean, to put yourself in peril for this. What is amazing though is just that connectivity that I think is being fostered by increased engagement in the digital world. And so we're moving digitally. We have to embrace that, and we need to figure out systems and make sure that that we end up on this trajectory. But frankly, some of the boundaries that were kind of in place with states and nations, a lot of the communications actually, I feel like there's hope there, because we can break down some of those walls, and we can reach the other side of the world, and we can learn from each other about how to deal with this. So I think that there's hopefully some positives on the horizon for us in terms of community and collaboration and understanding.
Very good. Well, across the screen, you guys, is the website for Cancer Wellness Magazine. It's a beautiful, wonderful magazine. Always great information. Studies are in there, just places, food, recipes, you name it. It's a plethora of things that just make you feel loved and cared for. And whether you are someone who has battled cancer, maybe going through it now, or even a caregiver, as well as people in the profession of dealing with people with cancer, it's a wonderful publication. It really is. Caylei, tell them one more time how they can connect again with you on all your social media platforms, and then we're going to let you go.
Absolutely. So it's at Cancer Well Mag. So all one word on Instagram. And really, if you type in cancer wellness into Facebook or Instagram, fortunately, we populate nicely these days, so it shouldn't be a problem. And yes, I very much encourage you to reach out. Tell us your story. this is what the publication's about. And so it's really very community driven.
Yes. And just FYI, for those of you that are not in the Chicagoland area, this is just not a local magazine. This is a global magazine. So you can submit stories from everywhere. It is. Am I correct about that? Yes. So
it is, absolutely. If cancer is global, it goes without saying that we're trying to be in as many places as possible to effectively share resources.
Very good. All right. Well, Caylei, we appreciate you being here with us this evening, despite the technical difficulties. I tell everybody, no, don't worry about it. You can come back at any time. But I guarantee you, if you look at the morning news shows, they're talking to Brad Pitt, and the same problem happened. Whether they're talking to Angelina Jolie, whoever it is, you're a superstar on my show, and you did a great job tonight. You really did. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you so much. And absolutely. Bye-bye, Kay Renee. And I look forward to hearing from you.
All right. We look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you.
Vogelzang, editor-in-chief of Caylei Magazine.
Thank you.
Love you. Have a good night. Thank you. All right. Beautiful. That was great.
Bye, Miss Caylei.
Didn't she do a good job?
Yes. Well, she just
did my
heart good. All right, I cannot wait to reach out to her because she's a beautiful tell my dad's story.
Yes,
I really would.
I love her, and the best thing is following her on Instagram. She's a ray of sunshine, and she's beautiful. I didn't even get to talk to about her being a model. I think, you know what I'm saying, she's just striking. I love her to no end. But her compassion for those with cancer, oh, I love you too, Caylei. Her compassion with people with cancer is just incredible. So we love her so much. All right, so for those of you all that are just tuning in to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, I must apologize. We've had all kind of technical difficulties this evening. The technical difficulties are beyond my control. They're beyond the guest control. We have no idea what is really going on. I'm here to give you guys a quality show every night. I appreciate you guys' feedback, but tonight we've had so much feedback. We can't hear you. You're freezing up. It happens. It's nothing that we can do about this. If it was, I'd have corrected it at the beginning of the show, but I do apologize. I thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out with us this evening. Please do me a favor, go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. That's one way you can help the show be better, because YouTube will then help to sponsor the show, and it would be on a wider broadband. So, you know, if you could subscribe at YouTube at the Real Chat Daddy Show, that would help quite a bit. If you subscribe on the Facebook page for the Real Chat Daddy Show, that would help quite a bit. We would appreciate you for that. If you could start a share or watch party, that would be excellent. I really could use that as well, too. The more the numbers build up, the more we're able to help this show go to a different platform. We're doing this very organically, and so any help that you could give, I greatly would appreciate. We're not asking for any money. We're just asking for you to subscribe to a free page to be able to help build the numbers. Okay, and we apologize about all the technical difficulties this evening. Kay Renee, are you having a good time so far?
Anytime I'm with you, know, Art, anytime I'm with you, I always have a good time.
Good. I'm so glad you're here. Talk a little bit about that sweet potato pie business real quick before we bring the coach on. You know, he's going to talk to us about that 15 to 20 pounds we've gained. But baby, your sweet potato pie make me want to gain that 15 or 20 pounds. I'm just telling you, it'll make me want to gain it.
All right, now look, you can't have sweet potato pie. It's going to help you trim down the fat. But yes, my sweet potato pie business.
Well, let me say this about your sweet potato.
Really just start off
good. Go ahead.
It started by Nana and my mother, who gave me the recipe, and I had been, oh my goodness, a very long time, and I just really launched my sweet potato pie business, and I'm just really I use the ingredients that most people use to except one, and that's love. So
yeah,
you know, if anyone wants to Just a pie Facebook page at allpotatosweet.com, and we can have a conversation.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, coming up on the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, tomorrow night we have a mother and daughter duo that will be joining us. They're both public relations professionals, but mom also is a Chicago socialite. So she'll be here tomorrow night as my very special guest co-host, and her daughter, who's a recent college graduate that has entered into the world of public relations, she's going to be here tomorrow night, and we're going to review Beyonce's new sensation, Black is King, and we're going to talk about the life and times of Beyonce. And there are people who are such fans of Beyonce that they can't even talk about her without start crying. I've talked to several people who are like that about Beyonce. Are you like that about a celebrity, Karen? Is there any particular celebrity you like that about?
Well, I have to say, not meant to meet a few. You know, one person I really would have loved to have met was Dorothy Dandridge. I thought she was child. And she just was just strikingly beautiful, just elegant. That would be one person if I had to meet, it would be her, Dorothy Dandridge.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, I've met many celebrities. I've met Beyonce. I've met Oprah, Tyler, Sidney Poitier, Halle, Diddy. Celebrities don't fascinate me like that. I mean, I get it, but I'm, I've never, there are a couple of them that I have a liking to. Like there are a couple of celebrities who I feel would be great on my arm. I'd be great on their arm, but I've never, really been that struck by a celebrity like that. I think of them as just everyday regular people. So that's why I think I could be a part of their entourage of celebrityism. Yes.
But are you said it perfectly. Celebrities are just people, right. They bleed like us. People, a lot of people know them more so than us. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
But that would be the one celebrity, if I had the opportunity to meet, it would be Dorothy Dandridge, because I just thought she was just so beautiful and she's story. You know what I mean? So.
All right. Well, let's move on. For most of us, we have picked up an extra 15 to 20 pounds due to the quarantine. We've been shuttering in place since March of this year. And believe it or not, it is August. The year is almost over. During the beginning of this quarantine, we invited Coach Mario Koonce on to talk to us about what we could do to keep that extra 15 to 20 pounds off. But damn it, it found us. It has made us fluffier, chunkier, and thicker than most of us ever wanted to be. But that's okay. I feel like thick people will get love after this. I feel like it'll be chubby chasing season once this pandemic is over. But to keep us in tip-top shape and to make sure we're eating right, getting enough exercise and rest, is one of my favorite people when it comes to talking about health and fitness, is the amazing Coach Mario Koonce. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome him back to the show. Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys this evening?
Good.
Glad to hear. Glad to be back. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. So, Coach, while you were back in the waiting room waiting to come on, we saw you kind of lifting some things, and we love everything on this show. We love visuals. We do. We all about visuals. Coach, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how long you've been into the health and wellness business, and then we are ready to learn what you want us to know.
Absolutely. Mario Koonce, I've been involved in the fitness industry in one aspect or another for about 19 years. I initially got my start. I was a gym rat. So basically, I was just a guy that liked to be in the gym, liked to try new things, like new fitness challenges and that sort of thing. After that kind of led to my competitive background. So I started doing amateur competitions throughout the state of Illinois. And I found out that I was performing quite well. So that became the motivation to go further and to learn more and to change my training methods and techniques and to really dial into the right kind of diet that was customized for me. So I had to put in a lot of work to do that. I became a fitness director at a gym. I did group training classes. I became certified as a personal trainer. I became a certified nutritionist because of that fitness and exercise and nutrition basically go hand in hand. One without the other is basically not going to give you the benefit that you want. I became certified in working with older populations, special needs, and that led to my going and getting certified to become an exercise rehab therapist and also a physical therapist, which is what I do now. So I work with patients for injury recovery, just abnormalities, imbalances, structural issues, those sorts of things. So I'm owner of a gym, Vanguard Fitness Center, that was located in downtown Park Forest, but with the pandemic, that was just a whole thing. So that's a little bit about what I do. So my goal is really to spread the message of health and wellness to as many people as I can, because I've experienced the benefits of it. The people that I've had the benefit and the good fortune to work with have experienced the benefits of exercise and diet and wellness and that sort of thing. And I want to share that with as many folks as possible. So that's kind of my goal in life.
All right, so Coach, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably guilty. Karen, most women will not admit it because women, they're funny about the particulars. But I ain't gonna lie, Coach, Karen makes the best sweet potato pie. I ain't gonna lie, I love potato chips in a lot of different flavors. Hell, sometimes I have a plate of potato chips in 3 different flavors and feel like I've eaten a meal. I ain't gonna lie, I done got hooked on Wendy's Frosties. For some reason, they calm my nerves. So, Coach, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little midsection now. I look like I might be 4 months pregnant now. But you said there's hope to get this unborn baby out of me, huh?
There is hope. You can get rid of that food baby that you're carrying right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because if not, it's gonna be a fooper. It's gonna be a fooper. So how do we control this fooper now?
Well, one thing that I want people to know is you're not alone. This is something that's affected tens of thousands of people across the United States. This pandemic has had negative ramifications throughout all levels of society. So you're not alone in that aspect. The virus, the pandemic, the quarantine that we're under, the shelter in place, it created a perfect storm for people to gain weight and to kind of lower their own fitness levels. We weren't moving as much because you're not working a lot of times. You're maybe your office is shut down and you're working from your living room or whatever the case might be. A lot of people were ordering food that was being delivered to the home. So that inactivity paired with just having these meals at home, you're not burning those calories that you normally do. When you think about your lifestyle, how active you are, even if you're a commuter. You got to get to the train. You got to, walk up flights of stairs. You got to walk a few blocks. You're active. You're doing stuff. So you take that away, and now you've got inactivity. In some cases, you've been converted over to a sedentary lifestyle where you're not performing much activity at all. If you're working from home, you think about it. Your fridge is a few steps away, maybe a flight of stairs away, whatever the case might be. And there's that temptation to snack. And what you were talking about with I think you mentioned Frosties, right? And you mentioned something that was very key, and I dialed in on that right away. You mentioned the fact it calms your nerves. A lot of us are stress eaters, and that's very common. I do the same thing. I find myself having significant cravings for stuff that I normally would not eat when I'm under a lot of stress. Those 2 things would be, and I'm totally transparent about my own weaknesses. Chocolate is one, and every once in a while I get this horrible craving for White Castle's burgers. So when I'm under stress, those are 2 of the things that I find myself being drawn to. So stress eating is very common, And it's a way that, you know, it brings us a sense of calmness in a lot of cases. It helps us to get away for just a little while from all the problems that we're facing currently. And right now, I mean, there's so much uncertainty out there. We're getting so much misinformation. Parents right now, we've just found out about CPS, and now the kids are going to be virtual learning. So now you got parents scrambling around. What am I going to do with my kids? Am I going to get this virus? Are gloves working? Are masks working? Do I have to? You know, it's just nuts out there. So with all that confusion, there's a lot of stress out there, and stress eating is a key factor.
Very good. I agree with you 100%. And here's the deal. Hell, I ain't even got to be stressed out to eat chocolate and White Castles. Matter of fact, I done got hungry now just hearing that. I mean, you know, so it's just crazy. So, okay, so I do get up and take multivitamins every day now. I do have a morning cup of coffee. But what else should I be doing in the mornings when I get up, Coach, to be able to change my metabolism, to maybe do things a little bit differently? What would you advise as a simple but yet nutritious meal I could do throughout the day? And how often should I be eating?
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned breakfast, because breakfast is critical. And you want to, when you're planning a breakfast, you want to make sure that you're including nutrients that are going to be beneficial to basically get you through the rest of your day. I usually suggest a slow digesting carb. And I know you've heard this all the time, and you know, maybe you grew up on this and you're sick and tired of it, but oatmeal is great. So oatmeal is a slow digesting carbohydrate. It's going to be in your system longer. You're going to have that feeling of fullness longer. And those carbs, as they digest, they basically act as an energy or fuel source for you to get you through to that next meal. So you're not as hungry quickly when you're eating those. Those sugary cereals, for example, Pop-Tarts, stuff like that. Those are empty calories, and you find yourself being hungry sooner. So you want to eliminate those sorts of things. Fruit is always, maybe an apple, a pear. So find out what kind of fruit that you like. Now, a lot of times you'll hear, oh, well, there's sugar in fruit. Well, yes, fructose is a natural sugar that occurs in fruit. However, if it comes down to a choice between fructose, the sugar that you find in fruit, and artificial sweeteners and raw sugar and plain sugar and that sort of thing, then I would opt all the time for that piece of fruit. Just keep it simple. Water. If you need something with a little bit of flavor in it, I'm a big fan of Crystal Light. I like that. It's only 5 calories. That's a good option, and that hydration is going to also help to keep you full. So just little things like that to get get that metabolism going, so that you're not hungry and you can make it through to the next meal, which maybe it's a midday or mid-morning snack, or maybe you need to wait and have that hold off until your lunch break or whatever the case may be.
Very good. Kay Renee, do you have a question for Coach Mario at this point?
Confirmation. He gave me confirmation, Art, because I had lost 26 pounds during quarantine, as we quarantine, and that's exactly what I follow when I first started losing the weight, was having oatmeal right now, or with Crystal Light. So thank you, Coach, for giving me confirmation. Thank you.
You are more than welcome, and congratulations on the weight loss. It's fantastic.
Well, now, Coach, since most of us are working from home now, which means it's probably pretty much sedentary, one Zoom call after another. For those that are doing customer service jobs, it requires you to be seated. Some people have now bought the desk that, you can stand up and do what you need to do. Coach,
design desk, yeah.
Yes. What are some things that we can do while we're just sitting and doing these calls that can help us to increase our metabolism, give us strength training? What can we do to just make ourselves a little bit more healthier while we're sitting?
I would say take advantage of any opportunity that you have to get some kind of movement or exercise in. It doesn't have to be a full 2.5 hour session or anything dynamic like that. Any bits of activity that you can squeeze into your routine is going to be beneficial. So, for example, if you are sitting at a desk for long periods of time in front of your computer, whatever the case might be, Or even if you're just at home watching television, maybe you're not working and that sort of thing. So that's fine too. You can use one of the strategies that I profess to a lot of the clients that I work with. Use your commercial breaks. Commercial breaks typically last for about 3 minutes. So in between those commercial breaks, your favorite program goes off and you get the commercials running. You can use that to do some jogging in place, some sit-ups, maybe some seated dips, that sort of thing. Maybe take a quick walk around your living room, whatever the case might be. And you can do the same with those Zoom calls. In between the calls, maybe you can throw in some exercise real quick. Maybe you can't get out and walk a whole, maybe do a bicycle trail or anything like that, but you can do some things right in place that are going to help you to keep active. When you're talking about an actual exercise routine, I did come up with 4 different routines that are specifically designed for this quarantine, COVID-19 world that we're facing now. And I want to share that with the viewers whenever we're ready to go.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mario Koonce is going to actually give us the demonstration tonight. Karen, this is always the good part of the show because he be like Hercules when he be doing it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mario Koonce will now demonstrate 4 different techniques that you can do during this pandemic to get your exercise in. Coach, the floor is all yours, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I may have to adjust the camera a little bit so that I can get the right angle.
Do what you need to do.
All right, so I've got 4 basic sessions that are made up of 4 different exercises, all designed to target different muscle groups. So I'm going to start with the first one. I call it a Quarantine 15 Buster. And the 4 exercises included in it are going to be chair squats, tricep dips, step ups with a chair, and then what I call swimmer kicks. So let's get started. Chair squats to start. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to straddle the chair. Now this is a folding chair. It's padded, which is going to give me a little bit more cushion and stability. They're $20 to $25. You can get them from Home Depot or Target or whatever the case might be. But you want to have something that.
Let me say this real quick, Coach. Let me say this real quick. We do not own the rights to the music. We do not own the rights to the music. All right, continue, Coach.
Okay, good. Do I need to shut it off or can I keep it going?
You're okay. I've said it.
All right, perfect. I'm going to take a wide stance. My toes are out at a slight angle. I'm going to interlock my fingers, place them behind the back of my head. I'm going to straddle the chair and I'm going to bring myself slowly down until my butt touches the chair and I'm going to come up. I'm going to perform a set of 12 of these. I want to stay upright, avoiding the tendency to lean forward. I want to stay in an upright position as I drop down, touch the seat of the chair, and then come back up. This will be my 5th repetition. And I encourage any of your viewers to participate. If you got a chair, join in. Don't be shy. That's 7, 8, slow and steady. That's 9. 10, 2 to go. 11 and 12. From here, I'm going to transition to tricep dips. I want to work those tricep muscles. What are triceps? That's the back part of the arm. So I'm going to start from a seated position. I'm going to extend my legs out in front of me. I've got 2 modifications for this. I can come out straight, and I'm going to drop my hips until my lower back or lumbar spine comes in contact with the chair. I want to bang out 12 of these. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. The modification is to bring the legs in. It's a little bit easier. 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 to go. 11 and 12. Seated dips complete. The next one, step ups with a chair. I want to perform 10 step ups with a chair. I'm going to stand directly in front of my chair. I want to plant my foot right at the center of that chair and step up with the opposite foot I'm going to use my arms so I get the extra benefit of upper body movement as well. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Up and down. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm just using sets of 10 and 12. You can modify that to whatever repetition range you want. Last exercise in this 4-exercise series are called swimmer kicks. I'm going to position myself over the chair. I'm going to lean back. I'm going to grab the underside of the chair, and for 45 seconds, I've got a timer. You can also use the stopwatch feature on your phone to set for whatever time you want. I just utilize 45 seconds.
Okay.
Start my timer, leaning back. Legs are going up and down. Now, my abs are engaged. That's what's keeping me stable. I'm targeting lower abs because of the lower leg movement. I'm breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Legs going up and down. For all you participants, I'm sure you're doing a great job right now. Timer just went off. 45 seconds. That's your first set. That's the quarantine 15 buster. You want to repeat that for sets. So that was one set. You can perform either 3 or 4 sets of that particular series. Any questions about that one before we move on to the next one?
You've done an outstanding job, Kay Renee. Anything else you want to? Any questions for Coach at this point? Coach, I do have a question.
Of course.
Where did you buy them strong ass chairs from again?
You can get that. They're really common. They're just padded folding chairs. You can get them online. You can get them from Target or Home Depot. Bed Bath and Beyond, I think theirs are like 23. The range is anywhere between $19 and $25.
Well, that's the type of chair my big old auntie can sit on, and we ain't worried about her collapsing it. So, okay, because anytime you was climbing up and down on it and the chair didn't move, that's a good chair. Go ahead.
Did not move. And now, I'm glad you brought that up. You want to make sure you're using a surface. You have that chair planted on a surface that is stable. Carpeting works best. Solid floor or linoleum does not, because it's going to slide. I happen to be on a surface that's carpeted, so that's giving me that extra non-skid surface. And I've also got the chair position on my exercise mat, so I'm not concerned about it going anywhere.
Okay, very good. Kay Renee, question? Question, Kay Renee? Okay, 2-4.
I got some work to do. That's all I got to say.
All right, next one. Exercise series number 2, I call that the slam-demic. Not pandemic, but slam-demic. We're going to start off, if you have some basic exercise equipment, I've got a couple dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, they're relatively inexpensive. You can even use canned vegetables if you want. Doesn't matter, just as long as you get something that's going to provide a little weight. If you do that, you want to make sure the weight is equally distributed. So you don't want to have a 3-pound can in one hand and a 6-pound can in the other. All right, so dumbbells, if you got them, now's the time to use them. We're going to scoot forward in our chairs. Okay, maybe I'll adjust the camera down just a little bit. Legs are extended and slightly bent. I'm right at the edge of the seat right now. Dumbbells in hand. I'm going to bend forward and curling my arms beneath my hamstring. I'm going to bring that movement up. So I'm targeting those lat muscles, which are your muscles in the back. I'm going to pause at the top, get a good contraction before I lower it back down under control. The objective is to knock out 12 of these. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause at the top. Get that contraction. 8. 9. 10. I hope you're joining in with me.
We are, yeah.
11. I can see it. And 12. Very nice. 12. Seated, bent over, lateral dumbbell raises. We're going to convert for our next exercise, which are crucifix curls. I'm going to get a different weight. With crucifix curls, we're going to be targeting our bicep muscles.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Karen.
Starting position.
I got it.
Arms are outstretched. I'm going to curl the weight in and under control. That's a 1 count. 2, slow and steady. Control the movement. 3, 4, good.
I feel so strong now.
5, 6, 7. All right, viewers, I know you're doing these with us. 8, 9. Keep those arms steady. 10. 2 to go. I'm sorry, 5 to go. 11. We're going to set a 15 on this one.
Okay.
12.
I think you can't count, girl. I think you might be
1 more. Bring it out. 15. Crucifix curls. Well done.
Yeah,
Nice
I
job.
feel the burn. I feel the burn. I had nothing in my hand. I do feel the burn. Yeah. All right. Very good. All right.
Next one in the series, exercise number 3, our lateral dumbbell raises. 1 dumbbell in. I extend to the front.
Okay.
I sweep. I bring him out. That's a 1 count. Hit no shoulders, the deltoids. Bring it to the front. Level with the shoulders. 2. Out. Front. Out. 3. Out to the side. Bring it to the front. Out laterally. 4. Good. Keep it going. Halfway there, that's 5. Bring it up. Front. Lateral. 6.
Come on, girl. You can do it.
Front.
We got no weights in our hand. That's just arm.
7. Good. 3 to go. Bring it to the front. Out. 8. Last 2. That music is going to help you, man. Out. And 9. 1 more. Lateral. Front. Lateral. And drop it down. That's 10. Good job on that one.
Hey.
The last one in the Slamdemic are Arnold presses. Arnold as in Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bodybuilder who actually created this movement when he was training for the Mr. Olympia. I'm going to start with feet about shoulder width apart. I'm curling the dumbbell so that the palms face out. My starting position is here. I'm going to rotate the wrists and push overhead. Bring it down with another rotation. That's a 1 count. So let me adjust that camera so you can see the full extension.
Okay.
Here we go. Up, press, down, 2. Up, press, down, 3. Notice the wrist rotation. Press, down, 4. Up, rotate and press, down, 5. Up, press, down, 6. Up, press, down, 7. Up, press, down, 8. Up, press, down, 9. How you doing? Up,
We doing good.
down, 10. Few more to go. Press, down, 11. Up, press, down, 12. 3 to go. Up, press, down, 13, up, press, down, 14, last one, press, down, and 15. Good job. Well done.
I got in on the tail end. I did 15th one.
All right. Let's get a quick breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That's the same breathing techniques that runners use in order to process oxygen more efficiently.
Okay, how you want us to breathe again?
In through the nose, out through the mouth. It takes some getting used to, but once you do, it helps you a ton, especially if you're out jogging, performing cardiovascular activity, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
We got some math coming up, all right? So I'm going to have to position the camera down, and hopefully it picks up all right.
Okay.
This one is called the COVID Killer. We're going to start with 4 exercises. We're going to target abdominals, some lower back, and obliques. Ready to go?
Yes, sir. We following. Go ahead.
Starting with punches. Knees bent, feet flat, coming straight down. Now, what I want to do, a lot of times you see people doing crunches with hands behind the back of the head. I don't recommend that because as you start to get fatigued, you start to pull at the neck. And that's going to cause strain. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're probably not going to want to continue to do crunches. I recommend hands crossed over chest. I'm going to come up. That's a 1 count. We need 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not allowing my shoulders to completely touch the floor. 7. I want to keep the abdominals engaged. That's 8. 9. And for the last one, I like to get a little extra something. I want to lower myself back to the mat for the end of that last rep as slowly as possible, under control. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's it. Next one. I'm a Superman. Woo. And just like the name implies, we're going to look like we're flying. Going to lay face down on the mat. Arms and legs are extended. Simultaneously, I'm going to raise the arms and the legs. I'm going to hold that for 10 seconds. Really going to strengthen that lower back and hit those core muscles. I'm going to perform that for 6 reps, which is going to equal out to a full minute.
Now this sounds like something I do in yoga class, Coach. This sounds like a yoga move.
You tell me if it looks familiar once we get started.
Okay, go right ahead.
1, here we go. Up, and we're flying.
Yep. Oh, you holding it though.
That's 1.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. 10-second hold.
I've been in past gas doing that.
That's 2. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Girl, I've been right. Excuse me, I've been eating beans.
There's 3. We got 3 to go to finish this set. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This will make you feel like a superhero.
Yes, it does.
That's 2 left. 3, 2, 1. Up. And last one. 10 seconds to finish. 3, 2, 1. Let's fly. There we go. Son of Superman in the book.
Yay!
Last one in the series. Our oblique crunch. We want to target those oblique muscles. Some people call them love handles. We're going to lay on our sides. Legs are going to be bent off to the side. Interlocking my fingers, I'm going to place them behind the back of the head and rotate my torso. Set of 12. 1, 2, 3. I can feel those muscles contracting as I come up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everybody doing these with me?
Yep.
10, 2 to go. 11 and 12. We don't want to ignore the opposite side, so we're going to switch, flip, same position, legs bent at an angle. Interlock fingers, hands behind the back of the head, and rotate. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, halfway there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 to go. 11, and bring it up. 12. Those are your 4 exercises in the COVID killer routine.
Well,
I'm
Coach,
feeling
look, I ain't gonna lie, I'm musty now. Boy, you done worked us out. That was great. It was excellent.
All right. Now,
I was done. Look, I was done when you were standing on the strong ass chair, but okay, you did a good job.
Yeah, that's all our mat work. Do we have time for our final series?
Okay.
We do?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, perfect. All right, I tell you what. Give me 1 second. I want to grab a piece of equipment that I should have had laid out next to me, but I'll be right back, okay?
No problem, Gary. We can talk amongst ourselves. Didn't I tell you it was gonna be a good segment? I told you he's good. How you doing? Huh?
My folks hurt just watch it.
I know. Look, you do a great job. It's excellent. So you guys are tuned into the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's been a hell of a show tonight. We've had all kind of technical difficulties. We do appreciate you guys sticking around. I apologize. A lot of this might be because of the storm that's going on out on the East Coast. It could be the infrastructure here in Chicago. We have no idea why everybody's Wi-Fi is acting so bad tonight. I'm actually on an Ethernet cord, which feeds directly from my modem to the computer. So I apologize. You guys stick with us. We really do appreciate you guys so much for loving this show. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button on YouTube to The Real Chat Daddy Show. Same way on Facebook, The Real Chat Daddy Show. And K. Renee Mason is my co-host tonight. And now we're going to continue our exercising with Coach Mario Koonce. Go ahead, Coach. You back. We ready.
We finished up the quarantine 15 buster. We hit the slam dunk. We hit the COVID killer. Now it's the last one in our series. This one is called the light foot, right foot, because Lori Lightfoot has been looking out for us. So we're going to start off with some cardio on this one, all right? We're going to perform a 60-second jog in place. Again, you can set a timer, stopwatch on your phone. If you got a Fitbit or some kind of exercise tracker, you can use that to track your time. I'm going to start my timer in 3, 2, 1, and we're just going to jog in place. That's all we need. Again, utilize that breathing technique in through the nose, out through the mouth. Knees nice and high. You're running on the balls of your feet and not flat-footed.
What if I'm flat-footed?
We're going to get you a new set of feet.
Oh, well, come on then. I'm ready.
No, if you are flat-footed, you want to make sure you got the right kind of athletic shoes to start with. First of all, you may want to alternate on the surface that you actually run on. So it might be better for you to run on soft ground or maybe a track that has a reinforced surface that's usually made out of ground-up tires, like the kind that you found at a high school track. Timer just went off. 60-second jog in place. I'm going to follow that up with a kick punch for 30 seconds. I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds. We're going to start that kick punch off to the right. On 3, 2, 1, here we go. It's kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Here we go. Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Keep it going. Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Looking good. Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. And time. We're going to switch to the left. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Kick, punch, 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 kick, punch. Very good. Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Few more. Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, and time. Last one in the series.
Oh, boy.
Jump rope.
Oh.
Now, if you haven't jumped rope since childhood, that's okay. You can get back into it. When I first started, I couldn't do more than 3 or 4 without tripping up. If you do not have a jump rope, you can modify it and simulate the action of a jump rope by coming off of the floor, if you're able to, and rotating the arms. If it's too much for you to come off the floor, you can go from the heels to the balls of the feet. We're going to go for a set of 50, nice and basic. On 3, 2, 1, here we go. Oh, I'm too close to the wall. I need more room. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Let's try it again. I should have more room now.
Okay.
Let's try it again.
Up in the court.
Yeah, I'm too close.
Oh, that's all right. Do it.
Let's try this out.
Okay.
There we go. 6, 7, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50.
Wow.
Again, you can modify those numbers however you see fit, doesn't matter. I just use 50 as a nice round figure. And there you have it. We got 4 different exercise series. Quarantine 15 Buster, the Slamdemic, the COVID Killer, and we finished up with the light foot, right foot.
All right. Well, Coach, for those that want to get in touch with you or have any questions or anything, Kay Renee, before we go and let the coach give all that, anything you want to say to the coach about his workout? It was good, wasn't it?
It was trying to work with you, so I got some work to do. Thanks, Coach, so much.
You are more than welcome. I was happy to do it. Thank you. All right,
Coach,
so the
yes,
contact information. Yes, the contact information. If you're interested, you like these workouts, you want more information, please feel free to contact me. You can reach me by email. My email address. I'll let you get a pen and paper ready, or if you want to type it in your phone.
Turn your music on, Coach, so they can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a good idea.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
Send me that soundtrack, Coach.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I do that. Good. I can do housework to that.
All right, I'll definitely send it to you.
Okay.
My email address is Vanguard. V is in Victor, A is in Apple, N is in New, G is in George, U is in Umbrella, A is in Apple, R is in Robert, D is in David, MGT. That's Mark George Thomas at yahoo.com. I've also got my social media platforms. I got this posted up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've got something special for all your viewers tonight.
Beautiful.
If you go on to my Facebook page, which is Vanguard Exercise Management on Facebook, and like it, or if you go onto my Instagram page, which is Vanguard MGT1, I'm going to select a lucky listener or viewer to get their very own fitness tracker. Okay, I want you to measure your heart rate, your steps, calories burned, that sort of thing. I want you to make sure that you're getting off on the right foot. So go onto the page. Again, it's Vanguard Exercise Management on Facebook, or on Instagram, Vanguard MGT, the number 1, and like the page or follow on Instagram. And I'm going to select a viewer to win their very own fitness tracker.
Yay, very good. That's really nice. Well, Coach, we appreciate you so much. You've worked out so much for us tonight. I feel like you've worked out for me, and I'm getting ready to take a nap just to celebrate. Right. You've done a great job. You really have. Girl, I'm going to go take me a nap for him. Right. He ain't that out of breath, honey. I'm tired. I'm tired just watching him. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it was good. It was. He come talking about, look, when he stopped the counting, started counting again, I said, oh, hell, but no. We've got to do this, because here's the deal, people. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And we've got to do whatever we can to control our weight.
Yes.
This helps with diabetes. This helps with your high blood pressure. Weight maintenance is the thing to do now. And so we appreciate Coach Mario Koonce for his advice tonight. And I'm still going to go take a nap after this because I'm tired just watching. Okay, yes. Kay Renee, anything in closing you want to say?
No, thank you so much, Art, as always, for having when we're together. Coach, thank you so much for your exercise.
Well, thank you very much.
I got all I got to say. No bacon pies for tonight.
It was a pleasure. I always love coming on the show and having the chance to meet you and address your viewers. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity, and looking forward to coming back anytime I'm needed. All
right. Well, Coach, send me that soundtrack. We'll talk soon. Yeah. I appreciate you so very much. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mario Koonce, Vanguard Fitness Management is his program. And he does an extraordinary job, and we do appreciate him for the demo tonight. Thank you so much, Coach, and God bless you. We'll see you later.
I'm looking forward to it. You take care. Enjoy your evening, folks.
All right. Thank you again.
Bye,
All
Coach.
Right, well, Kay Renee, my dear, do me a favor. Tell everybody how we can get your daily message of inspiration and how we can find you.
Absolutely. Facebook page at KarensNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. I have a website called Nuggets of Knowledge. Even though Coach talked about not eating well, if you still want a sweet potato pie, you can go to my Facebook as well.
All right. Very good. Thank you so very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of yet another amazing show. Once again, I do want to apologize for all the technical difficulties this evening. I've had my internet and Wi-Fi checked. I don't know, what it is. So far, we've had good transmission on my end. I know sometimes I'm a little distorted. Last night, I guess people say you guys could hear me crystal clear, but my mouth was frozen. I will talk to the provider who I do this show on. I will send them a message to see if it's something that we can correct, but we do apologize. It's just the world in which we live in right now. Kay Renee's having transmission issues. I noticed our other guests tonight were having transmission issues. Who knows what is going on with this Wi-Fi situation? But I'm more worried about our young children and their education this fall. They would have to deal with faulty ass Wi-Fi Wi-Fi like we have to deal with on this show. So I can't explain it. I just appreciate you guys so much. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube. Please subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show there. There's a Facebook page for the Real Chat Daddy Show. Visit my website, therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. Just take and have a visit. Stop by, hang out, do what you need to do. Please subscribe there. And on behalf of K. Renee Mason, my very special guest co-host tonight, Miss Caylei Vogelzang, editor-in-chief of Cancer Wellness Magazine. I'm tongue-tied after that exercising. And Coach Mario Koonce of Vanguard Exercise and Fitness. He did a great job tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget, tomorrow night, mother and daughter PR duo team will be joining me on the show. We'll talk about Beyonce's Black is King as well as its relationship Thursday. All right, Karen Renee, I love you, darling.
No, just thanks so much.
Can you hear me,
I can hear you. All I want to say, this is the time now we've got to do our right thing and not only vote, but definitely make your census, please.
Yes, absolutely. Fill out your census. Do your part and fill out the census. All right, you guys, God bless you all. Thank you so very much and have a wonderful evening. We're signing off now. Be safe, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Wash your hands. Wear your face mask. Come on. Wear your face mask. Look at mine. Ain't it sexy? Wear your face mask. Sanitize. Social distance. Be well, my friends. God